Yeah.
Cool. All right, so we worked on threading tonight, because why not? The popular one for leaders and followers. So let's say you get to the end of a pattern on a left side pass, for example. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's say this is my partner's hand. I'm going to thread my way down. Have his hand basically touch the shoulder, and slide back up. So all the way through. You can do it as just a 2 count on an anchor, but you're usually going to want to milk it for an extra 2 beats. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. I think leader side, follower side. Ideas to keep in mind are, as much as possible, keep the legs straight and hinge entirely from the back, keeping the back as straight as possible. And you want to 3 and 4. Really swing the arm around like a clock face, or like you're going for a dive, and then go all the way down, almost to the point where you're touching the floor. You could, and then slide over. And then we came up with a threading thing. So option number 1, if you think you can get to this point, 1, 2, 3, and 4, push tuck. You put his arm on your shoulder, and then you just loop your way through your own elbow. On this side, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. You just slide it back down the arm. The one we did, because it's way more accessible, so do what works for you. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I just place his arm on my shoulder. The arm threads down my shoulders back in here. On this side, 2, 3, and 4. Then we worked on the slingshot move and ways to groove it out with once we're in there. So the leader leads you in 1, 2, and 3. So from your side, 1, 2, and 3, as much as possible. You want to end up completely weighted on that right foot, so the left foot you can pick up without having to change your weight. Once you're really settled in here and leaning into that right hip, he's probably just going to spring back and forth for a little bit with you. So that can be kind of moving your weight with your hips between one foot and the other. Maybe if he has a bit of a groove to it, it's kind of down and up. Or maybe he brings you over. It's very, you have to keep a tight frame because it's entirely lead and follow at this point. You just have to figure out, okay, is he keeping me parallel to him? Is he angling me this way? Are we grooving together? Grooving apart from each other? And as you're doing that, so if it's just a bunch of these, he really doesn't know a whole lot of what he's doing, then you can start working a little knee action in. So these would be the Elvis knees. So as he throws me out, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, bump in. And then we're working on footwork and where to put it. So that one, again, Elvis knees is very basically keep the toe here, and then knock in the knee, and then toe and knock it in. And then just kind of swivel the hips side to side as you do it. We also did the tic-tacs, which is just traveling down and your feet move it together. And then I'll call this the reverse James Brown. So he did very, ow! And then for our swing purposes, probably going to, rather than traveling that way, travel this way. And then do like half a James Brown on this side, like an Elvis knee on the other. So you can pop it in and close the thighs together out, pop it in, close it out, pop it in, close it out. You can get, the lower you can get into that, the more of a look it is. So if I'm up here, it's fine, there's nothing wrong, but down here, that's where it gets very swingy and windy.
Nice.
I think that was it.
Yeah.